Hey girls, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing some really pretty long dip powder nails using products from Kiara Sky. So I do already have my nails prepped how I want for this manicure. I do have a layer of gel polish and peel base for easy nail removal. I am going to go ahead and apply some nail tips to my nails. I have already pre-etched the surface of the nail tips so I don't have to file them once I place them onto the nail. To apply the nail tips, I am going to be using the base, which is number 2. This is the dip powder resin, but I do like to use it as nail glue as well. I personally don't notice any issues when I apply the nail tips with dip base, so I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit of that product onto the back of the nail tip, and I'm just going to go ahead and push it down into place. I'm going to repeat the exact same step for all of the other nails. So here are the nails after the nail tips have been glued into place. It does look a little bit crazy, but I am going to be cutting down the nail length. I am going to be using this nail tip cutter. This is the measuring nail tip cutter, but I'm just going to pop that right off so I can go ahead and cut down the length of these nail tips. I'm not going to go super short today, so having the measuring part against the nail tip cutter does not help me at all. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut down the nail tips to my desired length. I'm not exactly sure what kind of length this is. I do consider it kind of like a medium long nail length, and I really do like this length. It's very comfortable for me. And here's what it looks like after the nail tips have been cut down. For today's manicure, I am going to be using the Kiara Sky all-in-one acrylic powder. This can be used as dip powder or acrylic. I know I said this in the last video, but I love the packaging. These jars are so cute. This is a 2-ounce jar of acrylic powder. This is one of their cover acrylics, and this is called Boba Time. I really do love the shade of this acrylic powder, so this is the one that I'm going to be using for today's video. Here's a little close-up of the powder. As you can see, it's very fine and nice quality. I do love all of the powders from Kiara Sky. I am going to be using this diamond from my diamond dapping dish. I'm just going to use this to stabilize my finger as I apply the dip powder. And of course, to apply the dip powder, I am going to be using the base, which is number 2. This is a nail resin, and this just allows the acrylic powder to adhere onto the nails and build strength and structure for your manicure. I also really love the small details in the packaging on their jars and bottles. It's definitely the small details that makes a brand stand out. To apply my dip powder nails, I am just going to start by building a small apex onto the nail. I'm just going to start by doing a small strip of the dip base down the center of the nail. Immediately after the dip base has been applied, you're going to dip the nail into the dip powder at a 45-degree angle and tap away the excess. I am going to be repeating the same thing on the middle fingernail as well. This is basically just going to give the nail a little bit of structure. Since these nails are pretty long, you do need a good structure for your nails, otherwise they are going to break very easily. I am also not applying this onto the ring fingernail because that one is going to be a different color. So I'm just going ahead and skipping to the pinky nail and doing the same thing for that nail as well. After the first layer of dip powder has fully dried, I am going to take this fluffy dusting brush and I'm going to dust away all of the excess dip powder. This is definitely one of the most important steps to maintaining the quality of your dip powder system. If you don't wipe away all of the excess, it is going to ruin the brush of your dip base and other dip liquids. So you definitely want to do that step very well in between each layer of dip powder. For the second layer of dip powder, I am moving down the nail just a little bit. I'm not going all the way to the cuticle just yet, but I'm slowly building up the layers of dip powder. So this one just covers a little bit more area of the nail than the previous layer of dip powder. Again, I'm going to be repeating the same step for the other 2 nails. The Kiara Sky dip powder starter kits do come with instructions, and they are a little bit different than how I'm applying the dip powder to my nails in this video. So the reason that I am applying the dip powder this way is because of the nail length that I currently have. Most of the time, dip powder nails are mostly done with shorter nail lengths. because it is a little bit more difficult to build apexes with dip powder rather than acrylic or polygel or a different type of sculpting product. So just keep that in mind. I am following other steps that I've seen people do for doing long dip powder nails, and this actually does work very nice if you do like long nails. How many layers of dip powder that you need just depends how long the nails are and how much strength and structure you want for your nail set. You definitely don't want your nails to be too thick, but at the same time you do want enough strength for your nails to prevent them from breaking with your daily wear. So again, I'm just going to keep adding more layers until I am happy. I do think I added a total of 5 layers of dip powder for this nail set for the nude nails, but do keep in mind that I am going to have to file and shape the nails after the dip powder application, which is going to remove about 1 or 2 layers of dip powder. So do keep that in mind when applying dip powder. You do want to add an extra layer of dip powder for the shaping and filing, just to make sure that you don't file off too much of the dip powder color and leave little spots in your nails that are not covered by the color of the dip powder. So while you guys finish watching the dip powder application, I did want to share some very exciting news with you guys. I've been trying so hard to hold this in, but I did want to make sure everything was finalized before I told you. I am now a brand ambassador for Kiara Sky. This is so exciting to me, and I'm so happy to finally work with one of my favorite nail brands. As you guys may remember from my video that I did with Kiara Sky products back in the month of January, Kiara Sky is one of my first nail loves. I did actually get one of their dip powder starter kits back when I was like 16 or 17, and that's what started my love for doing my own nails. So Kiara Sky definitely holds a special place in my heart, and I'm so excited to finally be working with this company. So because I am a brand ambassador now, you are going to start seeing a lot more Kiara Sky products on my YouTube videos as well as my other social media platforms. I'm so excited to share all of these products with you guys. Keep in mind, I do link all of the products that I use down below in the description along with my discount code KCNAILS, and that will save you 10% off of your Kiara Sky purchase. If you guys ever have recommendations for products from Kiara Sky that you would like me to review on my channel, just leave it down below in the comments and I will definitely consider using it in one of my videos or doing a manicure with that product. And for the other two nails, I am going to be using this dip powder color. This is not the all-in-one powder, so this is only used for dip powder. And this is the color Antisocial, and it is a glow-in-the-dark dip powder. This is a really pretty lavender purple color, so I am going to be using this for the other two nails. So for this nail and the thumbnail, I am just doing the exact same steps that I did with the other color, except I am dipping in the purple dip powder color. For these two nails, I did end up doing 4 layers of dip powder instead of 5, but honestly, I do wish that I would have made it 5 just to make sure that I have the same thickness for all of the nails, but I did just want to go ahead and mention that I only do 4 layers for these two nails. After that layer of dip powder has dried and I have dusted away all of the excess dip powder, I'm then going to take Seal Protect, which is number 3. The Seal Protect does harden the layers of dip powder and allow you to shape and file your nails, so this is definitely a step that you do not want to skip when doing dip powder nails. You also want to apply this product very generously just to make sure that it's able to harden all of those layers that you previously did. After the Seal Protect has dried, I am taking the Kiara Sky 100-100 hand file. Using the hand file, I'm just going to go ahead and reshape the edges of the nails. I'm going for a square or slightly tapered square shape for my nails, but you can do any nail shape of your choice. After the nails have been shaped, I am going to go ahead and take the hand file and file over the surface of the nails to get them as smooth as possible. This step is definitely important because you don't want ridges and lumps in your manicure. This is going to make it look as professional as possible. You can also use an e-file for this step, but I've noticed recently that my manicures do turn out a lot better if I use a hand file to shape the surface of the nails. So I went ahead and filed all of the other nails off camera. So after all of the nails have been filed, I am going back to the Seal Protect product and I'm going to be adding another layer of this product. This is definitely important to make sure that all of those layers are fully dry. I'll be honest, I do skip this step quite often when I'm doing dip powder manicures. I don't know what it is, but you definitely do want to do it. If you are applying the dip top coat after your manicure, you do want to make sure to wipe away all of the excess Seal Protect or it will ruin your dip top coat brush. So next I am taking my Beyond Home LED lamp and I'm going to be using this to cure the nail art. I love this mini lamp, it's so powerful and it's really cute. It does turn on automatically, which is definitely something that I look for in a nail lamp. So for the designs that I have in mind, I am going to go ahead and use the Kiara Sky Color Base top coat. This is a top coat gel and it does have a sticky layer after it's cured, but I'm just going to go ahead and apply a layer of this top coat to the index and the pinky nail. I am going to be doing some French tips, but they are going to be sugared French tips, and for that I don't want to have to go back and add a top coat around the French tip that I created. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply the top coat layer before the French tip design. I do wipe the edges of my nails just to make sure I keep a good nail shape, and then I'm going to cure for 1 minute under the LED nail lamp. After those nails are cured, I am taking a paper towel and some rubbing alcohol to remove the sticky layer from the nails. As I said, this does have the sticky layer after the nails are cured, so you do want to remove it to prevent having any lint stick to your nails. For the next step, I am taking the Kiara Sky Gel Art. This is the white canvas. This is just a white gel liner. Again, I do want to say that I love the little details that they put in their packaging. Their logo is so cute, I love it. As you can see, this white gel liner is very pigmented and the brush is very thin, which is perfect for doing detailed nail art. I am going to go ahead and do my French tip designs. I am just starting with a dot in the center of the nail where I want the smile line of the French tip to be, and then I'm going to connect that dot to the sides of the nail with a curved line. You can do this line as curvy or straight as you like. I do personally like smile lines that are pretty curvy. They're not extreme smile lines or anything, but they are pretty curvy compared to most French tip nails. So after I have the smile line outlined, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the tip of the nail with the white gel liner. I'm going to go ahead and repeat the same thing on the pinky nail to do another French tip nail. These French tips are actually very easy to do, and if you are a beginner, just a few times of practicing this method can get you some really pretty French tip nails. But of course, if this is a little bit too advanced for you, you can do the Jelly Stamper French tip hack. That is the perfect hack to do French tip nails if you are a beginner at doing your own nails. So if that is something that you're interested in, I will link a tutorial for the Jelly Stamper French tip nails up in the cards right here and also down in the description. So before I cure the French tips under the nail lamp, I am going to take the Kiara Sky Sprinkle On Glitter. This is called Intergalactic and it's a really pretty fine purple glitter. I love this color so much, it looks so pretty in person. So this is the glitter that I'm going to be using for this manicure. I think it went so well with the colors that I chose. So I am taking a cuticle pusher and I'm going to scoop up that glitter and I'm just going to pour it over top of the wet gel. This is going to give me a sugared glitter French tip nail and these are so cute. I love how they turned out. Basically wherever you put the gel is where the glitter is going to stick, so definitely keep that in mind when doing this method. You do want to cover the nails very well and you don't want to tap away too much of the glitter before you cure, just to make sure you have a very good coverage of glitter for the nails. Because this glitter is not extremely fine, I am going to gently tap it down into the nail just to make sure I don't have any glitter pieces sticking off of the nail. So once I lightly tap the nail, I am going to wipe the sides again just to make sure that I'm keeping the sharp nail shape that I've already created. After I've done those steps, I am going to cure for 1 minute under the LED nail lamp. Once the nails have been fully cured, I am going to tap away all of the excess glitter back into the jar. I'm then taking a stiff manicure brush and I'm going to be removing the remaining glitter from the nails. Doing this is so satisfying to me. I love seeing the reveal of how the nails turned out. These are so pretty. I love textured glitter at the moment. It is a little bit rough and annoying, but it looks so pretty. I love it. So I am going back with the purple dip powder color, and for the middle fingernail, I am going to be doing a dip powder ombre. This is my favorite technique for ombres at the moment, so I'm going with the Kiara Sky base coat, and I'm going to be applying a layer of this onto the middle fingernail. There are tons of ways to do dip powder ombres, but this is my favorite because it works very well and it's very easy. If you are a beginner doing your own nails at home, this is probably the best method that I would recommend. It's so simple and great for beginners. So once you apply the base coat to the entire nail, you are going to cure that for at least 45 seconds under the nail lamp. I personally think that 45 seconds is the perfect curing time for this method. If you cure the nail for less time than that, it is going to give you a lot of clumps in your ombre and you definitely don't want that. You may get away with doing a full cure, but personally I noticed that 45 seconds is the perfect amount of time to cure the nail for this method. Once the nail has been fully cured, I am taking this fluffy crease brush, I believe it is. It's for eyeshadow, it's makeup, it's not specifically a nail brush, but I'm going to be using this one because it's the perfect fluffiness for this method. What you're going to do is dip the brush into the dip powder and then scrub it onto the dip powder nail. As you can see here, when you first start doing the ombre scrub, the color isn't super vibrant and it may scare you a little bit, but basically you have to keep adding more dip powder in that area and keep scrubbing it in until you get the opacity that you want for your ombre. Something that I tell myself when I'm doing this method of ombre is you want to make sure to pack the color in at the tip of the nail. That is basically where the other color is going to really show. So you want to make sure you have the most opacity at the tip of the nail. As you're working your way towards the base of the nail, you don't want to have as much product on your brush just to make sure that you get that smooth ombre effect. And you do want to make sure to get this as even as possible, so make sure to check different angles of your nails just to get a different perspective and make sure that your lines for the ombre are straight and even as possible. Something I do want to mention, if you haven't noticed, is this color is already a little bit different than the ring fingernail, even though it's the exact same dip powder color. And the reason for that is because I am not applying this with the dip liquids. This is basically being applied with the gel base coat that I previously put on the nail, so that is why it does look a little bit darker. So definitely keep that in mind. If you do want the colors to be exactly the same shade, you can actually do the dip powder application with the gel liquids instead of using the dip base, and that should give you the same dip powder color for all of the nails. Once the ombre is like you want, you do want to remove all of the excess dip powder very gently from the nail, and the next step is to apply your gel top coat. I am going to be using a matte gel top coat because for the design I do want the nail to be matte, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply the top coat to the nail. You do want to be very easy when applying your top coat because the ombre can still move around, so you don't want to apply too much pressure on your brush, and you also don't want to go over the nail too many times. Once the top coat layer has been applied, I am going to hold my hand upside down for a few seconds before I cure. This is going to level out the gel and give me a smoother nail surface. After the nail has been cured, I am going back with the white gel liner and I'm going to be doing some abstract lines on top of the nail. I don't know if you guys are over this nail trend or not, but I still love abstract line nails, especially the ones that are over top of ombre nails like this. I think they're so pretty and they go with any type of nail set very well. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and do these abstract lines onto the nail. I did make sure that I had enough gel polish on all of those lines. I didn't want this layer to be too thin. I am going back with the same glitter that I used for the French tips, and I'm going to be pouring this over top of the wet gel. This is going to give me another sugared glitter nail effect for this design. Again, once the nail is cured, I did tap away all of the excess glitter, and I'm going to remove all of the remaining glitter with a stiff manicure brush. This is so pretty and I love how this nail set is turning out. I am going back with the top coat gel from Kiara Sky, and I'm going to be applying a layer of this onto the ring fingernail. I'm also going to take some chunky rhinestones. These are just some ones that I've reused from a previous nail set, and I'm just going to be applying a little bit of clear polygel onto the back of those charms. So I'm just going to go ahead and place the rhinestone onto the nail. I am going to be repeating the same process for the other charm that I'm using as well. I am just placing this one above the one that I previously placed. And to finish off the rhinestone placement, I'm just adding some round rhinestones above the placement that I've already done. I'm also going to be adding a few rhinestones in the middle of this placement as well. For these smaller rhinestones, I am just applying them directly into the top coat. but if you do want them to last the longest amount of time, you definitely want to use something like rhinestone glue. Once I have the placement just how I want, I am going to cure that layer for 1 minute. For the thumbnail, I am going back with the matte gel top coat that I used for the middle fingernail, and I'm going to be applying a layer of this onto the nail. When using matte gel top coats, you do want to make sure to cover all of the areas very well. You don't want to have any shiny parts poking through the nail design. Once the top coat has been applied, I'm going to cure for 1 minute. After the layer is fully cured, I am going back with the white gel liner, and again I'm going to be doing the same design that I did on the middle fingernail. And again I'm going to be adding the purple glitter into the wet gel before I cure. I'm then going to cure that layer under the nail lamp, and I'm going to remove all of the excess glitter. And the last step is to take the cuticle oil. This is the lavender scent. This one smells so good. I absolutely love this cuticle oil, and I'm going to be applying this to all of the cuticles. It is important to rehydrate your skin after every single manicure. And here are the nails. I hope you guys really like this nail set. I love it so much. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. These nails also do glow in the dark, as I said earlier, so here is some footage of that. If you're not already, don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!